Hey, welcome to the Commerce Hero Show. I'm joined today.
I'm okay, man. How about you?
Hey, I'm good. I'm excited to be able to talk with you for a little bit, man. So you guys have been and Antonella, your partner, girlfriend, have been traveling for a little bit.
Yeah, we have been traveling for like 45 days. It's been fun. We did a couple of events while on the road, and then we had the chance to visit a couple of amazing places like the Colosseum in Rome or the pyramids and the Sphinx in Egypt. That's nice, actually. It's really nice.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun.
It's really nice.
I've never been to Egypt. Never been to the pyramids.
And
Are you like a digital nomad? You
I'm a
consider
digital
yourself?
nomad. Yeah. I'm that kind of guy. I usually just work in the morning or in the afternoon. It really depends on the time zone, and then I just go visit the touristic places or go to the supermarket to prepare a full meal. It's nice. I like living not as a tourist, but more like a local.
Yeah.
So I try to spend a couple of, maybe weeks in the same place, trying to go to the supermarket, not going to those fancy places, but trying to cook the meals they cook. That part's fun too. I like it.
That's fun, man. And you live in Argentina?
I live here. Yeah, I was born here. I travel a lot, so from like 6 months out of 12 a year, I'm out. So yeah, I live here, but I don't live here as much as other people think. Yeah.
Yeah. Which part of Argentina?
It's in the center. I live in Rosario. It's like 4 hours away from Buenos Aires. It's the second or third largest city here.
Oh, okay. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
And how do you like traveling so much, man? You travel like crazy. You like it?
I really like it. I don't travel that much. Like on the plane, I just move a lot. But I don't know. For example, when I go to Europe, it's really easy to move around using a train or something. So it's not like I get tired because it's not a plane. You have to go to the airport on the other side of the city, spend there 3 hours, and then jump inside a flying can. It's more like I'm a train guy. Wherever I go, anytime I can, I just use a train because it's easier. It's usually on the center of the city. So it's not like I travel that much. I'm not Ben Marks. That's for sure. Now that guy is awesome. He's actually traveling all the time.
Yeah, a lot of more and more people in the Magento community traveling like crazy. What's your whole story though of being involved in the Magento community? You're with Nexus now. What's the whole backstory?
Well, I used to work in this really small company here in my city doing PHP, and then I started doing some Zen framework stuff, and then they introduced me to Magento 1.4, I think. And after that, I moved to a really big company, Globant, which is probably the biggest company here in Argentina doing outsourcing. And then they teach me like all the processes and all about Magento. And after that, I don't know, I started answering in Stack Exchange to become one of the top 3% there. And then I started doing stuff on GitHub, which is really nice. Like I started helping with a module at Nexus, one of the most used modules to integrate Varnish and Magento 1, Turpentine. You probably know it.
You did that before you started working there?
Yeah, I started helping them, and then I joined Nexus, and then I took that repo over. So yeah, I don't know, Magento is nice. I didn't know the people behind it at first. For the last, 1 or 2 years, I was like, okay, this is just a platform. There's nobody behind it. People just use it to do e-commerce. But then I started traveling. I went to Imagine a couple of years ago, maybe 4. And then I met a couple of guys like Talesh and some other people. And then I started going to all these events all around the globe. So now I know everybody. Like everywhere I go, I'm like, oh, you're Miguel, yeah, let's have a beer. And I'm like, sure, why not?
Yeah. It's funny, man. I run into people that have just been like you were, I guess 4 years ago, have just been doing Magento and not connected to the community really. And they just been working. They just been doing the work. I think there's probably a lot more people like that than we think of, the people that you see at the conferences.
Yeah, I completely agree. Definitely. Yeah, we are always the same group of people. We are trying to include you in everything, but not everybody has a chance or the privilege to travel. So it's really important to acknowledge that, because the so-called community is not just the guys tweeting or the people tweeting. It's more like a complete group of people who you don't know about who's actually doing the big projects.
Yeah.
So that's it's probably more them like us, than us, you know.
Yeah. 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 What do you think? I was thinking about, I was looking at the stuff on the Magento Association, and they were talking about how to identify who's the main audience that is being served. Is it the developers? And in the notes from the meeting, there was some different things on that. But is it the developers? Is it the merchants? And I was thinking about that. I was thinking like, are so many developers are really passionate about Magento, about the community, about whatever. And like I was thinking, like, are merchants passionate about, because merchants are not as active in Magento meetups, things like
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
Are they less passionate? Are developers more passionate about it? If so, why exactly? You know?
Yeah, I'm not that sure. You know, it's kind of tricky to tell because merchants they just want to have a store probably and sell their products. We as developers we like the things we work on. So I like Magento because of a lot of reasons. Not only because it's an e-commerce platform that gives me money. You know, I like it because the people around it. I like it because it's really extensible. I like it because it's on GitHub, for example. But if you ask about that, if you ask that to a merchant, they'll be like, no, I'm probably just want to make money and I
Yeah.
just want to sell something. So for them, it's probably the same using, I don't know, Shopify, BigCommerce, Craft CMS, or Magento. But then that's why they hire us. That's at least what I think. They leverage us to make that choice. So that might be.
I think so too. I think so too. But then it's also like, that would be my gut feeling. But then also, like, why wouldn't merchants be excited too? I mean, like, you see some of the testimonials that Imagine of these merchants that used it, and they have this family business that has gone for years that they're able to use Magento for, or they started small, and they started this business and they sell something they're really excited about, but Magento lets them do it. It seems like that there could, I don't know why it is. I've just been thinking about that recently. It seems like they could be also excited about it. They could use it a lot. Some people do use it a lot. Some people don't. Some people, it's just something that some
Yeah.
person in their company uses. But um, I don't
Yeah,
know. But
that's tricky. I'm not that sure. Like when we see merchants talking about how great Magento is and how like perfect for their businesses, that's probably marketing. So I don't know. It's kind of tricky. That part is I'm a developer, so that's not a
yeah,
question for me probably.
yeah. You think? Yeah, maybe that. Maybe they're. Yeah, I guess maybe it could just be marketing. So the Magento Association. Did you say that you were in Leipzig for
Yeah, I
before
was
we
there.
started recording? Yeah.
Yeah, I was there with a couple of other Magento masters and conference organizers. That was a really nice meeting. We went with Smith and Wackling, I think. That's
Yeah.
a company doing associations. It's really interesting. They
Yeah.
work with Oracle, if I recall correctly, and they did a really nice association with them. It's mostly a developer association,
With
but yeah,
Drupal?
no,
Drupal?
Oracle, Oracle.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that was Oracle, or I'm not that sure. So
Okay.
somebody probably will remember that. But no, they had a couple of exercises for us. One of the exercises was to try to do some circles and see who the associations should be serving. That's a really interesting one because some of us put the merchant in the center and like the developers around and the system integrators around that. But the association is still really green. I'm not sure what's going to happen or how it's that going to evolve. But it's a really nice concept, if you ask me. I'm really excited about that. Besides the things I'm seeing on Twitter and all those blog posts who are like really catastrophic, I'm really excited about that. Yeah, they are really
I don't
catastrophic.
I don't understand. I don't understand why they're
I don't
so
know, man. That's probably because some of them were left out of the meeting, or I don't know. But I don't know. It's not that bad. It's probably better than the Mid Magento Association we have right now, which is like not really obscure, but it's not that transparent, if you know what I
yeah.
mean. So I don't know. It's probably a step forward. We'll see how that goes. But the Drupal Association and the association behind WordPress is really good and it's always helping. So I don't see
Mhm.
anything bad. We'll see how Magento is trying to do that, but I don't see anything bad, to be honest.
Yeah. What do you think? What do you, because I still don't, I read the notes and saw some of the stuff on Twitter, and I'm trying to understand what some of the main things that it's going to do are going to be, because it's more than events. What are
Mhm.
what are some of the main things that it's going to do that you're excited about?
Well, for example, Cuba told us he's doing a couple of courses in Poland, like at the local university, and that's something the association should be helping with. Something that is a little more like a little more than middle or short term, that's something you can count the association on helping. Like, let's say you have a project in Africa, let's say you have a project in another continent where nobody's using Magento, and the association will be like, oh, okay, I'm going to help you with that. I'm going to try to make the platform grow, and I'm going to try to help you as a developer or as a, I don't know, evangelist, to say it in a way, to try to take Magento to a different place, or I don't know, somewhere that's not being used. That's something we thought about. Another thing we were considering was, for example, taking over the open source initiative. That's something I don't think the association should be doing, for example. But I don't
No.
know. No, I don't like that. I don't
Why?
like having I don't like having a business association telling me as a developer what to do. And also, to be honest, I don't think that's even on the table. I don't think that's under discussion, because I don't see Magento giving up the power they have over the main product to like an association.
Right. Think I just lost you for a second. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, yeah, I'm
Oh yeah,
sorry.
you're saying that you don't see them giving up the power over the main
No,
product. I
I
agree
don't
with
think.
that. I agree with that. I don't see them giving up that power, but you said you don't like you wouldn't want to have them tell you what to do, but there's already a company that tells you what to do. So
Exactly, but those
why would
are
it be different from that perspective? Why would it be worse? Or
no. That's so basically Magento is the legit owner of this product. That's not a company telling me what to do. That's the owner of the product telling me what to do. It's completely different.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I see what you mean.
Like
I see what you mean.
those guys, they own the product. They are like, okay, we made Magento 2. Now it's up to you to like fix it, do more pull
Yeah,
requests, new features. But they decide the roadmap. I don't see an association at like an external association doing that. Because, for
that's true.
example, let's say I want to do some bug fixing, and the association thinks, I don't know, a one-click button is something we need. It's already there in 2.3, but let's play it. And
Yeah,
I'm like, okay, I don't want to do that. I think bug fixing is more important. But they'll be like, no, this from a business perspective will be more important. I'm like, no, not really. And that's where I see a problem. But
yeah.
it's a personal opinion. I don't know if it's even on the table, to be honest. And I don't think so.
Yeah, I know. I don't think so. I agree. I agree. And I mean, they put a lot of money into community engineering. A lot of people are talking about, not a lot of people, but some people. This also I want to talk to you about. Some people are talking about how, oh, the Magento community is doing all of the coding for you now.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the contribution rate is, 30, 40% or 50, it's really high.
It's really high.
And people are like, oh, the community's doing everything for you now, so you better do this or you better do that or you better listen. But they had to invest a lot of money. I mean, the community engineering team, I think it's like 10 people now. I was talking to David Manners. I think there's like 10
Yeah, it's really big.
employees,
And
so
yeah, there's another part you are missing. A lot of
yeah,
companies are putting a lot of money in the community engineering team. I'm a paid maintainer. I'm literally paid by the company I work for to maintain Magento 2. And the same happening like
right,
Interactive 4, in AdWix, all those
right,
companies, they are putting money towards this platform, not only like
right,
for maintainers, but also for like pull requests and commits.
right.
It most of the work we see in Magento 2 is being done during work hours, not like free time work.
Yeah,
So
I
those are
talked to
companies.
Oscar. He said the same thing. Yeah,
Yeah, those are companies putting money towards an open source project, and that's how most of the open source projects are actually maintained. To say it
right.
in a way, it's
But
private companies putting money towards it.
that's an argument. That's an argument to say that the association could handle it, because if it's all these companies, independent companies that are supporting it and investing in it, that's an argument to say, well, maybe those companies all, as part of the association, could handle it.
Yeah, but we don't get to decide. Like I decide what goes in and what goes out as a maintainer, but that's something I do as a person. That's not something I ask like, hey, Nexus, what do you think about this one? And then when I decide something goes in, I still have the QA process, the internal QA process. So
Yeah.
It's not like I get to decide where to, like, what's the roadmap for the project or for the product. I just get
Yeah.
to decide what goes in and what goes out. But it
Right.
really depends on the things the community engineering theme things are important. For example, like
Yeah.
we try to prioritize bug fixing with bug ports instead of new features. You know, because
Mhm.
we think we need to stabilize the platform first and then create new features. That's at least
Yeah.
the way I see it.
Yeah. And I've noticed, like I said, there's some people that are kind of complaining about things on Twitter. You get into it a little bit, and a lot of times I feel like it's the people that aren't people that are contributing, like you, the maintainers, Oscar, people like that. You're not like, I don't know. You guys don't seem negative about it at all. You're just busy. You're just working. You're just it seems like you're happy to be able to be involved and stuff like that, and not really complaining. You know what I mean? You know what I
No,
mean?
no. I like it because being a maintainer gives you a really unique perspective on the product because I know what's going in like 2.3 and I know what's going in 2.3.1. You know,
Yeah.
that's it's really good because it gives me a really unique perspective. I get to see the near future of the platform, and I think it's something really really interesting. I get
Yeah.
to see all the bug fixes, all the people contributing, and I get to work with these really bright minds. And dude, that's awesome. That's the part I like the most. I get to work with everybody. People know me. Hey, you're Miguel. You process my pull requests, and I'm like, sure, man. I'm really sorry if I insulted you. I didn't mean to. And they're like, oh no, that's fine. No worries.
Yeah.
Being a
How
maintainer is
much?
hard sometimes. Yeah,
Yeah.
people get really nervous, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's not that bad.
Yeah. How much time do you spend? You mentioned that you do it as part of your work, and how much time are you spending on it?
It really depends on the day. I don't have a schedule. It's not like I spend, I don't know, 2 or 3 hours a day. Every time I have a couple of minutes, a couple of, I don't know, 1 hour or two, I go to the repo. I try to see what's going on. I try to see where I can help. But it's not only like I'm actually doing Magento 2 8 hours a day, basically. So it's not the time I spend doing pull requests or like merging them. It's more like the time I spend around the platform, and that's my entire day. That's eight
Mhm.
hours a day. Yeah,
Mhm.
between that and the support and Nexus and the travels, I'm doing Magento 2 the entire day. So I don't know. I don't divide that between like repo time, like GitHub time, or I don't know,
It's
issues.
all mixed together. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working all day long, so it's kind of hard to tell how many hours a day I'm working
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
the week. But it's nice. I'm not complaining. I really like it.
Yeah. And what do you do at Nexus?
I'm technically the Magento architect there. Everything which is related to Magento that usually goes through me. If they have a question, if they want to do something new, or if they want to know, for example, what production mode is, they
Mhm.
be like, "Hey, Miguel, what's this? How we can do that? Can you check this side?" So as an architect, you get to answer a lot of questions, but I'm actually a hands-on guy. So I just go to the sites, I try to check their code. So every time somebody tells me, "Hey, this is a server issue," I'll be like, "Okay, let me check your site, let me check your code, and I'll tell you if it's a server issue or not." And people is really mad because of that, because most of the times there's no such a thing as a server issue. That Yeah, that doesn't exist, man. It's like 80% of the time there's a problem with the code and the server is fine, man. It's
Yeah.
that's crazy. But yeah,
But
yeah, you tell me.
no, I say the question is what type of site, like for a small business, independent merchant, it's probably usually one thing, or versus a site that's run by an agency partner.
Yeah,
those are probably
I know
more
what you mean.
sophisticated, right?
Yeah. So Nexus used to be Nexus is a really big company, and they used to handle these mom and pop stores in the States. And with
Yeah.
Magento 1, that was super easy because they were like, okay, Nexus, install this for me, install this theme, install this extension, and the site is ready.
Yeah.
Now with Magento 2, you can't do that. It's quite impossible. So you need a development team, you need a sysadmin, you need a DBA. So yeah, these new builds I'm seeing are mostly Magento 2. And to be honest, most of them are really, really customized, but at least people is not doing checkout customizations anymore because it's really hard. So that's something good. But
Hmm.
yeah, it really depends. We have a lot of different customer types, like from really really big to like mom and pop stores from around the corner. So it really depends, and we try to treat them the same way we treat everybody, which is nice because sometimes we get to see they are doing more sales because of us, and that's always nice. That's why we do customer service the way we do it, because we like seeing people being successful. It's really nice. Yeah, we
That's
try to
good.
help anywhere we can. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what do you think about I mean Magento got into, hosting with Magento Cloud
Mm-hmm.
and things like that. What do you think about that? How do you see the market for hosting companies like you guys versus, what they're doing with cloud?
To be extremely honest, there's no competition. We might be doing 10 times, 20 times the amount of sites anybody else is doing, both
Okay.
Magento 2 or Magento 1, Magento 1 even more. But yeah, there's no really competition, to be honest, at least in numbers. The amount of sites we host is nowhere near anybody else. So I like what they're doing. I like their platform. And it seems to be working better than it used to be. But I don't know what's going to happen with the new Adobe purchase because they have their own cloud. And right now, the Magento cloud is on top of Platform Sage. So I don't know what's going to happen. I think they're trying to move that to the new Adobe cloud, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure what type of contract Magento has with Platform Sage, to be honest. That's something I'm not really sure. And I think the cloud is okay. I don't know how many customers they have. At some point, they have like 3. Now they have like maybe 2 or 500. I'm not really sure. That's the numbers I hear wherever I go, but I don't know. I don't know if that's real. I don't know if those are development sites or like counting development and production sites. So I'm not that sure. I can tell you I can tell you what we have, but that's probably be a problem with the lawyer. So I'm not gonna tell you that number. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna tell you that.
It's higher than 300.
Probably 10 times.
Yeah, it's interesting to see what's going to happen with Adobe, because Adobe has all of their own cloud infrastructure. So I wonder if they might. And you guys have gotten into some AWS stuff too, some cloud stuff,
No,
or
no,
Nexus, or
no. I
all
know what you mean.
dedicated.
No. We have our own infrastructure.
Okay.
Which means basically we own not only the servers, but the buildings and the electricity. That's Detroit. In the other locations, we do colocation, but yeah, it's not AWS or like cloud. It's more like physical servers. We have our own cloud now. That's probably what you meant.
That's what I meant. I remember seeing.
Yeah, the new cloud is nice. I really like it. I help it with that, with the Magento part, and I'm trying to work on that again. It's kind of hard because those guys, they know everything. Like, I'm not a sysadmin. I'm a programmer. I'm a PHP developer. And those guys, they are doing a cloud with their own hands. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what you're talking about. They talk about, I don't know, libraries and ciphers. And I'm like, dude, I just know Magento. Yeah, I'm trying. The reason I moved to Nexus was because I really like servers. I really like the physical part of the infrastructure. And I used to be a developer. So now I consider myself more like a sysadmin or like a DevOps because I do some development and I know some like system operations. But I really like working with them because I get to learn from the best. I get to work with like Cal Evans, Chris Wells, Ryan McDonald's, my friend Chris Orlando. It's crazy. Those guys, they know everything. And anything I want to know, I'm be like, hey, Chris, can you help me with this? And they'll be like, sure, man. What do you need? That's awesome.
That's good.
And it's really good because I don't get to see them really often because I travel and I don't live there. But they still treat me like one of their guys, which is really important. It's really important for me. The remote part is tricky because you don't get to see your coworkers. They don't get to see you, and the relationship is different, But for example, we go to Vegas together. We go to like this whole hands meeting together, and I know them. We hang out together. We have a beer, and I know them for 3 years now, 4 years. We're friends.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and you're a big believer in remote work, and you've been doing it for a while. I'm big into it too. I've been doing it for a while, but I also like right now I've probably been working remote for like 5 years, and I kind of want to work with more people locally now. I just find myself wanting that a little bit. you know?
Why? Do you miss like working with people? Do you miss the human contact? What do you miss?
The
Because
human
like,
contact, just the
okay,
human contact. I think I just need more friends, maybe. Maybe that's all it is.
yeah, like to be honest, it's not like I work alone when I'm remotely. So I travel with my girlfriend. So we are working together. It's not like we are alone in a room working.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that might be different, but I don't miss the human contact. I don't miss the office. That's not
Mhm.
something I like a lot. I get to go to an office maybe 1 or 2 weeks a year, and after that I'm really tired. Like speaking
Mhm.
with people standing behind you, asking you a couple of things, and when you are doing something else. So that's kind of tricky. I don't like it that much.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I can understand why people like going to an office, like talking with somebody else near the coffee machine. That's something I don't do, but that's something I can actually understand. To be honest,
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't like it that much, but I know people who like it. So it really
Yeah.
depends. It's not for everybody.
It's not for everybody.
Definitely not.
Yeah, when I used to work remote for Sweet Tooth, I went up there a couple of times, and I would love to go up there and hang out, but I would feel so unproductive. I would feel like I wasn't getting any work done because I didn't have my workstation, my monitor. I was just on
Yeah, I
my
know.
laptop,
I know what I mean.
and so I always felt very unproductive when I was there, you know.
No,
Um,
well, when I went to their offices, I felt really unproductive, but that was because I had beer, not because I didn't have my computer. Yeah, we get. I think that was this year or last year. We get to hang out with like all the Sweet Tooth guys. That was so much fun in Kitchener.
yeah, that's a
That was
cool
fun.
place.
It's a
Yeah.
good place. Yeah.
And Antonella worked for them for a little while, right?
Yeah.
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 And
She's now working for Tor, so yeah, she's not doing e-commerce anymore.
mhm, that's a cool gig.
Oh, I know, man.
Um, yeah. So you're a Magento master too. And how's that been? How's that feel?
That's really nice because I get free tickets for every event. So
Oh, you do? I didn't
yeah,
know that.
you get free tickets for like the Magento official events, which is pretty good. And I get to like hang out with really cool people. We have a 1 or 2 calls per year or per quarter. I'm not that sure. And we get to hang out with like Mark Lavelle or like this guy from Adobe, Matt Dassey. He's a really nice guy. We met in Leipzig the other day, and we get to speak with them. We get to see the things before they are out. It's really nice. I
That's
like
cool.
being a master, so I'm looking forward to be a master again next year.
That's good. You
Yeah, man.
deserve
It's
it. You
I don't know,
deserve
but you get a lot of privileges, and that's really good.
it. Yeah.
I do it for the perks, to hang out with you. Yeah, and the rest of the Magento masters are awesome too. Like GC, all those guys. It's crazy. Everywhere we go, GC is there, and we get to hang out. We get to eat pizza and like drink a beer. It's really nice.
That's good.
I got some new friendships because of that, and I'm really happy. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you what's your travel schedule look like coming up for the rest of the year?
We'll see. I'm still working on that. I think I'm gonna be doing the events around Magento Live Barcelona, which are like Magento Poland, Magento Romania. There's Poland, Romania, Greece, and another one I'm missing. I don't remember, but yeah, it's gonna be a full month in October and September probably.
Mhm.
Yeah.
When you're going to the events and Nexus is sending you, is it like you are you like an evangelist, like a Nexus evangelist or
I don't know. I'm not that much of a sales guy. I know how to do sales. I usually do technical sales too for Nexus, but I'm more like a guy, who can talk about performance, open source. It's not like I'm telling people, hey, you should be using Nexus for this, you should be using Nexus for that. I don't know. That's not the way I see myself. But yeah, people know me because I work there. So yeah, that's the answer is
Mhm.
probably yes. They see me as an evangelist. I don't see myself as one because I don't know. I'm not like Ben. I'm not like the rest of the guys doing evangelism. But yeah, the answer is probably yes. They see me as an evangelist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to apologize, man, because sometimes because I have
Nah,
a good relationship with Mage Mojo, and a couple times here's the thing. Sometimes I think about Nexus, and I just think of them as this big company, and I don't think of any face, and then I say something, and then later on I think of you, and I'm like, oh my god, how could I say that? I'm so sorry.
that's fine.
I wanted.
There's no need to apologize. There's business for everybody.
There
And
is.
there's actually we get along really well with the Mage Mojo guys, like with Eric, with Marsha. Well, we get to go to the same events. We hang out together. It's not like we are like enemies or something.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
if that's the impression, that's not true.
Yeah. Yeah. And
But
even with Magento getting into cloud, there's still a lot to go around for everybody, right?
of course, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna say they are probably the biggest. No, I'm not gonna say anything. No, no, that's fine. But yeah, and the other day, you know who I met? I met Ben from Sonasi in London.
Oh yeah, you
Oh,
did.
he's such a nice guy. I
I
was like,
still want to meet
man,
him.
that's crazy. I really wanted to meet him, and he was like, okay, I'm Ben. And I'm like, dude, really? You're like a legend. And he was like, nah, not really. Damn, man. He was so nice. But yeah,
Everybody I know that's met him has said, that they thought he was so nice, and I've never met him. I'm trying to get him to do a video, but
I don't know. I haven't seen his face on Twitter or anywhere else, to be
no,
honest.
yeah,
That's
no,
Hey, that's smart. I don't like my face being shown everywhere, to be honest, but it's
yeah,
how it is. But no, he's a really nice guy. London was nice too. That event was really interesting. I have never been there. Well, I have been there once for like a couple of days. That was 5 or 6 years ago. So that's a really nice city. And we went to the
yeah.
Dot Mailer offices too. That's so nice, man. They have
It's
an office in
nice.
the number one London Bridge.
Oh, okay.
That's so pretty. You can't even imagine that.
Nice. Yeah,
Yeah.
I wanted to hear more about London because that was the first time that JH put it on, and it seems like it was great.
Yeah, it
Um,
was pretty good. We got a lot. We got a few sales leads too, which is always important. We were sponsoring there. We got a really nice booth. There were, I think, 300 or 400 attendants. I'm not that sure. Between 250 and like 350, something like that. I don't
mhm.
recall. But it was a really nice event, and like all the events around that were good too. The contribution day was okay. The bars in London are always pretty, and we get to hang out with David a little bit, with Max. That's nice.
Yeah,
I see
that's
David
cool.
more than my mom, to be honest. Like David Manners, yeah, we see every other week. It's crazy. That part's crazy.
That's funny.
That was really
What's
funny.
uh what's it like over in Argentina, Rosario? Like what is there any meetup over there? Any Magento meetup?
Nothing. We have
Nothing.
one where we are starting a user group in Buenos Aires. There's going to be a Magento Argentina soon. I think that's September or October, and there's going to be a contribution day probably. But yeah,
Mhm.
we are starting a new group. Well, do you know Damian? Damian is
Yeah.
starting a new group. It's called
Aquí
Magento
está.
User.
He's right here
Really?
in the chat, in the live chat. Yeah, yeah,
I don't get to see
yeah.
the chat. So now, yeah, he
Okay.
started a new group. It's called Magento User Group Argentina, which is a really interesting initiative. It's something like the user group in the Netherlands, which is really
Uh-huh.
good. I really like it. Yeah, that was
Uh-huh.
a really good initiative he had, and I really hope he earns another Magento Master next year because of that.
Of course. He said Buenos Aires, Mar de Plata, Tanoil,
También.
Córdoba.
Yeah, those are the
Tandil.
cities he's planning to do these contribution days, like
Oh, okay.
hackathons. Yeah, it's really nice because the community in Argentina is really big. We have
Mm-hmm.
a lot of developers doing Magento here.
Mm-hmm.
Usually we do outsourcing, but yeah, it's really big and people is really happy to come to these events. A couple of like 1 or 2 months ago, there was this distributed contribution day, and
Mm-hmm.
we went to some expert offices. So we had pizza, we did a couple of issues, and we spent the day talking about Magento 2 and all those kind of stuff, which is really good. I have never been to a user group meeting before, and that's really interesting. I like it. I really like it.
What do you mean you never been to a user group meeting?
That was more like a local meeting. The events I do are usually Min Magento events, so it's not like the people who
Oh,
goes
okay.
to a Min Magento event is not the same that goes to a user group or a meetup.
A local user group, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's cool. That's cool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Ah, man. So what else? What else is going on with you?
I don't know. It's not much. I'm trying to work on open source as much as I can. What do you think? Why aren't you contributing more to Magento to the core? I haven't seen your pull request. I need you process one of yours, you know?
That's a good question. I haven't been doing Magento development for about a year and a half now.
No, that's fine.
So it's hard, man. I feel bad. But I just haven't been doing a lot of coding, man. Just haven't been doing it. And I feel bad because I feel like I'm not as connected to what I used to do. Day in all day, 8 hours a day, Magento.
That makes sense,
Um,
but if you go to the repo, you'll be like, oh, okay, I know how to fix this. Or if you don't, you can probably be like, oh, okay, I want to know how to fix it. That's
yeah,
that's why I like contributing so much, because I don't know how to fix things most of the times. But
yeah,
when I see an issue and when I can reproduce it, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm gonna try to investigate
yeah,
what's how does this work, and I'm gonna try to fix it. And
yeah,
that's at least the way I learned. I didn't go to
yeah,
college. Well, I went there, but it didn't work out that well. So I'm like, I try to learn as much as I can from like the guys I work with.
yeah,
I'm not a really good study person, you know. I don't study
yeah,
much.
yeah,
That's not for me. So it's I
yeah.
don't know. That's the way I see it. It's
I
nice
it,
because yeah,
it makes me sad because if GitHub if it was on GitHub like it is now a few years ago, I would have been like top contributor, man. I would have been all over it.
I don't know.
But so
No, but they just need to find an issue, you know, or something you know about and try to fix it.
yeah,
It doesn't matter if you can't fix it in the end or if you can't do a pull request. Just try to fix it and see where that leads you, because well, that's the way I like to learn.
yeah. Do you have at Nexus when they hire people and stuff like that? Do you try to help people at the company learn Magento 2, help them with onboarding?
Yeah, definitely. We have a really big internal knowledge base, which means if there's a Magento 2 issue, we probably fixed it there already and that's documented somewhere. We have courses too. I actually did a PHP Bean Magento course not long ago. We did
Hmm.
that in the company, and that's also recorded. And we usually share that because that's one of the tools we use the most, the Bean Magento
Oh,
tool. Yeah, it's
okay.
yeah, that's really good. Yeah, we
That's
try
good.
to. Yeah, we have a couple of guys who know everything. Like I don't know, they do networking. They do I don't know PHP FPM or Apache. So we try to
Uh-huh.
have them do a video recording of them explaining the things we need for support, and then we pass that between the guys with the new hires and all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Do you find that how long does it take for a new hire to get comfortable with Magento 2?
It that's a really hard question because there's a really thin line between doing application level support and server level support. So it's we try to stay away from the application level support as much as we can because every store is different and every customer is different. So you don't know what they are doing on how they are doing it.
Hmm.
But yeah, Magento 2 is really hard. As a developer, I can tell you it takes a lot of time to actually understand what's going on under the hood. But
Hmm.
we mostly handle like server issues. So it's
Hmm.
the techs we have doing support, they learn Magento 2, but that's not the main thing they have to learn. I would say it's more
Oh, okay.
important to know more about Apache or PHP FPM than knowing about the application. You know, that's the way I see it. But
Hmm.
today we really need to actually know what's going on in the application too. That's why they have me to be like.
Hmm.
If they have a problem, they'll be like, Miguel, can you check this? Hey, can you check that? And I'll be like, sure, give me 5 minutes and I'll tell you what's going on, or I'll try to point you somewhere.
Right, right. That makes sense. That
Yeah,
makes
it's
sense.
Magento 2 is tricky, and that's not the only application we support. So yeah, you can
Yeah,
imagine it doesn't make any sense telling people, hey, you have to learn Magento 2 if you are actually supporting other applications too, like WordPress, Craft CMS.
right.
It's doing support is really hard. It's not what people think it is, and we get
Yeah,
to like, and people treat us like shit. It's crazy.
yeah. I
That
was, I
part's
was.
crazy. People try to call me, or people try to, I don't know, put something on GitHub, and they'll be like, "Hey, why aren't you replying in 2 minutes?" And I'll be like, "Dude, I have a life, you know." Yeah, that part's
Yeah,
crazy. But no,
yeah,
it's it's not that common, but it still happens.
yeah. It's funny because on the one hand, you get so much respect, right? Magento master, all that maintainer, and then on the other hand, you're dealing with these customers, hosting customers, doing support, and they don't treat you with as much respect sometimes.
You have to earn the respect, so we try to help them everywhere we can. But yeah, it's doing support is really hard, and I'm not in the front lines. You can't imagine the things the guys see or they hear over the phone. It's crazy.
Yeah. I was talking to Eric about that, and he was saying that it's hard to do hosting support for more than a year. It's hard.
I know.
It's a
I know.
tough,
I've been here for
tough
3 years, and I know.
Yeah. Did you ever do frontline support?
No,
No.
there's something really interesting going on at Nexus right now. There's a new program, and everybody needs to do 1 week of phone support a year. That's really nice. Like,
have you done it?
Not yet, but I'm really looking forward to it.
You're not going to think it's nice after you've done it.
Oh, no, I know. It's nice because the company will actually understand.
Of course.
What does it mean? And Nexus is a really big company, and I think at least half of the employees are doing support at one level or another. So it's the rest doesn't know how it's looked like, and I think it's really important for them to actually understand what's going on.
Support is support. Doing hosting support is such a different thing. Is such a difficult thing. I don't know if Magento, from what I hear, Magento isn't a support company. They're just not. And
I know.
and I don't know. Maybe they'll figure it out. Maybe they have. I don't know. I don't know too much about it, but it's hard. It's a different type of company to build a support organization that handles mission critical things quickly. You know what
Definitely.
I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the contract they have with Platform SH, so I don't know if it's Magento doing support or if it's Platform SH doing support.
I don't know. I want to talk to them. I'm trying to do an interview with them, but I think it's both. And I think they pass tickets issues back and forth. Somebody told me that they merged, and then I heard they did. So I'm confused about it, but it's tricky. I think it's complicated.
No, doing support is complicated because there's a required time you actually need to have to actually understand what's going on. Not only like for the platform, but for the common issues, like the frequently asked issues we have. Everybody calls and tells us the same. Hey, production mode is like the site is slow. Okay, have you checked if production mode is enabled? That's something you actually need to understand, both production mode and how it works and what's the difference between developer mode and production mode. So giving a Magento 2 application to a regular PHP, Apache, or Nginx support team, that's going to cost you. That's kind of hard. And that's not going to work out the way you think. So it's that part's tricky. Yeah.
What are some of the most important things you guys are seeing for optimizing M2 as far as server side goes?
PHP 7, Apache, PHP 7, PHP FPM probably. I like Varnish. I used to work with Varnish for Magento 1, and with the native support, we get to see really really big improvements. But yeah, like we use Redis and Memcache too. I think we are doing Redis only now. Yeah, we use Redis. Yeah, it's really easy to actually make a Magento 2 site load faster. A couple of weeks ago, I met James Sedlen, from the PWA team, and he told me something really interesting. There's no need to use PWA. You need to do a couple of things first. It's not like you need to throw a new front end to the application to make it faster. You actually need to understand what's going on under the hood before doing that, which actually made a lot of sense because people think the front end is the problem, or Magento is slow per se, and that's not true. People don't know how to configure it. People don't know how to code their extensions and how to, take advantage of the new features. That's why we keep seeing extension with catchable faults, invalidating an entire page. So it really depends on the people instead of the platform, because the platform is good the way it is now. 2.0 was not that good in my opinion. 2.1 was okay, and 2.2 is completely stable. 2.2 is a platform I will take to production any day, and 2.3 from the things I'm seeing, it's crazy. It's not a new platform, but it's so good. It's extremely stable, and a couple of issues were fixed, a couple of known issues, and a couple of new features are coming, like a one-click feature by Creativity. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
how you pronounce that. I don't know,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, it's gonna be a blast, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really interesting to see what people is building out of that, because that platform is ready. It's completely ready.
Yeah. 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 I think people have been getting over the hump with it because I heard a lot of people having a lot of problems, and I think that they're with 2.2. I think people are really getting there.
Yeah,
With Varnish, actually, I got in touch with somebody over at Varnish recently, and they wanted to talk about some of
yeah,
their new
Varnish commerce.
features.
Yeah, I saw that yesterday.
The
Varnish e-commerce. Yeah,
e-commerce accelerator. You know anything about that?
no, I didn't dig into it. Yeah, I still have to actually understand that. That's Varnish 6.
Varnish
If I
6. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the latest Varnish I worked with was 5. So yeah, that's
Oh,
still
okay.
another version. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they want to talk about their new version, so I gotta figure that out.
No, it's interesting. It's really
Uh,
interesting because I read the way, like, to be honest, the blog post they did was about Magento 1, and they were talking about the form key, because in Magento 1 you don't get to catch everything because of the form key. It's a really
mhm.
personalized page. But the way they did it with the e-commerce accelerator part, they actually tried to fix that issue, which made a lot of sense, at least from the things I read yesterday.
Mhm. But
Mhm.
that's not necessary for M2.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
I
have
don't
to look
know.
into it.
I think the blog post was not about M2.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
I still got to read it. Um, so what else you guys got going on in Nexus?
Well, we're trying to make this cloud faster and better. We're focusing on the UX part a little bit. We're trying to make people
So
use this to deploy.
what's the
Yeah,
Nexus cloud? It's like a private cloud, your own private cloud or something?
yes, it's a private cloud. We mounted our own infrastructure. It's CentOS 7 right now, with
Mhm.
like Apache and PHP FPM and Nginx on top of that. It's really interesting. I'll get you an account to give it a try. It's nice.
For my pull request, for my M2 pull request.
Of course. I'll give you an M2 ready environment so you can actually do
Okay.
something and give me a pull request I can process.
Okay.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
That's fine. Now we are working on that. We are trying to make that cloud faster. We are trying to make it more application friendly. Right now, it's mostly Magento and WordPress optimized, but we are trying to make it multi-purpose. So it's a really robust cloud, if you ask me. But I'm really biased because I'm working on it. So
Yeah.
you know how that is.
Aren't, aren't we all? Yeah. Cool, man. Well, I think this is fun, man. I appreciate getting a chance to talk with you. Anything else? Anything else before we get ready to wrap up? Oh,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, here we are.
oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry. Anything else before we wrap up?
No, I think we're okay. We
Okay.
haven't talked in what, 2 or 3 years. The last time we talked was for Mesh Talk, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a while ago. That was a
That
while
was,
ago.
that was some time ago, yeah. We need to talk
Yeah.
more, probably.
We do. We do. It was time.
Yeah, man.
Awesome, man. Well, thanks again. And how can people find you online?
They can find me on Twitter or LinkedIn. I'm usually there. I'm M. Balparda on Twitter, so you can find me there. I'll try to answer you if you have any questions about Magento 2, or if you want to contribute, you can just ping me on GitHub too. I'll try to give you a hand. And yeah, we're trying to make this platform faster and probably more performant. So it's always nice to get more people doing pull requests. So yeah.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you so much, man. It's good to have you in the community. I love everything that you're doing. And again, I apologize. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.